Hello guys, welcome to another Gwent City video. Today I have a very special guest, and this guest is a great content provider, a great streamer, and a fantastic player. Everybody, meet Delude. How you doing, dude?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, so I think it's cool that we can finally do it.
Oh, great. You know, there is a lot of people that are good players and everything, so we just need to get there. But I'm very happy to have you here, definitely. So, Delude, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? How did you get into Gwent? A little bit of your card game history or video games overall?
Yeah, basically, we can start like basically last year. I would say in February. I kind of got back into card games. Like I've always liked card games. I played a lot of Magic when I was younger. Had a really long break from it, and when I came back to, I would say about maybe 5 years ago, I started playing Magic again, and that's about when Hearthstone came. So that led to all of these other card games coming. Like card games became mainstream kind of without being it before. And I started streaming a game called Duelist in February last year, and I had a lot of fun doing that. Like content creation, like instantly became my favorite hobby. And I moved on to Elder Scrolls Legends, and then later on also Gwent. And yeah, that's basically where we are now.
Oh, that is awesome. That is fantastic. Overall, card games have always been a passion on me, and I'm actually very happy that they're rising up and they're starting to come out everywhere. Because reality is, card games are a fantastic way of distraction, and not just that, a fantastic way of being competitive mentally, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So now that you're on Gwent, what are you playing? What is your favorite faction and card overall?
I would say faction so far in the beta, it's like between Skellige and Scoia'tael. I would say that I've definitely played Skellige the most, but I actually like Scoia'tael more. Like I like the weird decks that Scoia'tael has had so far. Like they're not really playing Gwent the way you're supposed to play. You have the spell Scoia'tael decks, and you used to have like old weird Francesca control decks, the Francesca dash decks. I just like the guerrilla style of Gwent they can play, where they don't put a lot of strength on the board, even if spell Scoia'tael is sort of an extreme. But kind of Scoia'tael and Queensguard, like those are my two things, I would say.
Oh, that is great. No, for sure. Scoia'tael, like you mentioned it, that is actually a good way to put it. They are actually playing unorthodox Gwent, but it's actually working, which is great at the moment. At the moment, I think that the Scoia spell is a little bit too heavy on the control. I'm very much one-sided, so... But, once again, like I keep telling people and everything, CDPR is one of those great companies that actually care for the community itself. They care for the product, they care for the game, and they always work with the community and your feedback. So make sure you guys always give them your feedback in order for you to get the best product. So now, as far as the changes, and we heard a little bit about the changes on the stream. What do you think about those changes? What do you expect from Gwent?
I mean, I think there's some power level tweaks. If we start with Nilfgaard, I think people were probably overacting a bit, too much, how much they wanted Nilfgaard to be nerfed. I think the changes are pretty good, even though I'm one of the people who thinks that the Imperial Golems, they should just go, because I think I would run them at 0 strength. But at least if I play Yonkalve. But I think it's a good patch. I also like that they didn't go for the massive changes to those cards. In Nilfgaard, I think they tweaked enough of them. Tibor, for example, has been a card that people have been hating since start of open beta, but now you don't even see it in all Nilfgaard decks, so it obviously didn't need to be nerfed to the ground either. I think it's going to be a pretty good patch. I'm just a bit concerned about Skellige, because fixing the Clumbercore Hunter, that's something they should do, but I don't really know what they're going to play instead, to be honest. But I'm pretty happy about seeing what the patch will bring.
That is definitely a good point. Sometimes we as a community tend to overreact if we get demolished on a game, or tend to say, oh dude, this is OP, completely OP, just because we lost to it. There is a rotation that goes on the ladder that is the first deck and the ones that come to counter it, and then the ones who counter that counter, and the wheel keeps spinning. So like you say, right now people are not actually playing Tibor. Some tournaments they're skipping it. They're going back to that control route. They're going back to the weather monsters. a lot of people at the very beginning, okay, like day 2, day 3, they say consumption monsters are still OP and need nerf. Who plays consumption monsters? Nobody. You don't see consumption monsters anywhere. They're nowhere
Not
to be
yet.
found. Correct. So yeah. Now, you as a Scoia'tael player, what changes are going to change your playstyle? What changes are you gonna have to adapt or play through? I'm pretty sure Ragnarok is gonna be one of those.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I think you can just still play spell Scoia'tael kind of the same way. At least it's my hope. I mean, at some point playing Ragnarok was a bit weird, you know, because you could have so much other weather out there already. I'm not really sure. I think more than anything else, the silver weather cards will be played even more, like especially in that kind of deck. I mean, you're going to have Skellige Storm, you're going to have White Frost. The thing is that I think the Skellige Storm is going to be played a lot more after this patch, simply because Ragnarok and Wrath are nerfed. So it might be like the go-to weather you want. But I think it's still going to be Spell Scoia'tael, but I'm hoping we can find some other archetype too that isn't just dwarves. That would be fun.
Oh yeah, definitely the dwarves. Huge shout outs to Mr. Life Coach over there playing dwarves all day. But yeah, overall, I'm really looking forward towards the patch. I'm really looking forward towards the changes. As a matter of fact, there is going to be another stream talking about this kind of stuff, which I'm really looking forward for. And now, as far as what they have announced, let's talk about what you would like to see. Is there any change that you would like to see be done into the game and just overall? Would you care to explain why?
I mean, first of all, it's going to be the Queen's card, right? Because I don't really understand what's happening to the Queen's card, to be honest. Like first you lose the like more obvious synergy with Ceres, and now they're also going to become weaker in terms of base strength, and especially over the game. I just feel like the card doesn't really have a place right now. I don't really see the purpose of it. And it's already in a pretty bad spot when you have like random cards in other factions just hating on them too. You know, monsters can like eat them, steal them. You can have Nilfgaard can steal them. I would see something done to the Queen's card, and to be honest, I think they should go back on what they did to Ceres. There should be something going on with the Queen's card there. That's like my major concern for me personally, I would say.
Yes, I've been talking with a lot of people, and they actually feel that if you want to run skirmishers, they told me they're like, well, if you're gonna run if you're gonna run Queen's Guards, why don't you just simply run skirmishers? And you know what? That is a really fair point, because if you're actually going to run skirmishers, Bolt, and the Rovak Hunter, where you actually have much better reses at a lower cost. Not just that, but it actually opens your goal slot to actually bring something else, like, Coral and everything. So, now that you mention it, I never thought about it like that, but yes, I would like a small rework for Ceres and Queen's Guard to go into. Now that is actually a really good point. Now, is there anything else on the game that you feel that should be changed or adapted that they have not announced yet?
When it comes to weather, like I gotta say, I love the new weather compared to the old weather, but I think the numbers are too high, and we see some changes to it. I'm not sure if it's gonna be enough actually, but I guess we'll find out, because I think we're gonna see even more like fog after the patch, etc. But weather in general, I'm not really sure if what they will do will be enough. That's probably my biggest concern. Other than that, I mean, my cat is here.
Don't worry about it. I have my dog on the background as well.
I mean, Northern Realms gets their sort of overall buff, and I guess that's what we want to see the most. Like, I'm going to be honest, it's the faction I'm always been the least interested of, but I've barely seen them, and let's see if the Crewman stuff is going to be good enough. I mean, I kind of like that they went with mostly strength buffs this time, strength up here, down some other places, and not just reworking a lot of cards like we've seen so far. So Northern Realms is probably going to be tested a lot more. If it's good, I'm not sure, but they should at least be more playable now in more ways than we already see them. Like, it's only Reaver Hunter now.
Yes, that's true. I'm actually very excited about the Crewman stuff, and I actually think that there is going to be a machine archetype pretty available, since you have more options compared to before, and hopefully that will be the way it is. because once again, that will push a little bit more towards the strength and a little bit less about control spam, because control spam at this point is kind of like what a lot of people are playing. Just you have your options between control spam and you have your options of Morvark, and from there on it's once again the circle of life. You have the control spam, right? Then you have Morvark, and then you have Lito Nilfgaard, which actually consumes the other one. So it's actually very balanced. I would just like if they could actually add the other two factions into that circle.
It would be really nice.
Yes. Now, you as a content creator, is there anything that CDPR could facilitate for, like, for you to create better content or something like that? For example, let me give you an example. Spectator mode. I think that the spectator mode is something that will be really important for as a creator or anything like that. Do you have any ideas or any suggestions for that?
Yeah, I mean, I would really like spectator mode and or replace. I mean, both would be brilliant, but as a content creator, spectating is really good because it also opens up to make other content easier. I could like analyze someone else's games, for example. And also if you had a replay system, that would be even easier. So that's something I would also kind of like at some point. I know that Duelist has it. You can like go to, if you're friends with someone, you can watch their like last 20 games or whatever. And there's also this menu option on the main menu where you can watch like top ranked games. I think that's a cool feature. So as a content creator, like spectator mode and replays, like it would be really nice, because then you can do a lot more analytical content too of players that are even better than you, and you can learn together that way.
That is true. As a matter of fact, if I had that option, I will sit with popcorn right here just watching other people's matches. That would be great. No,
I won't even have to play. So
no, but that's really, really good. And that hopefully CDPR will add into this. And once again, I'm telling you, they work with us. The game is really young. And I know that I'm asking these questions and everything like that. But, I think it's important for us, the community, to actually give our feedback, give our input, and who knows who's listening at this point. So tell me, you're a little bit of a streamer, you're a little bit of a content creator. What's your favorite so far, and why?
You mean what kind of medium? Like the thing is, I am definitely a streamer from the start. Like that's what I started out doing. The thing was, when I got into Gwent, I knew that I wouldn't have time to stream, because I know my life is going to be that in some periods, and I'm in one of those periods right now. So I was like, I'm going to try YouTube. I had done a very little YouTube before, maybe like 5 videos over 2 games, and it was just mostly like, to maybe hype my Twitch, But in Gwent, I started doing YouTube, and it was really fun. Like, it was more interactive than I thought. Like, I got people to talk with in the comments, and a lot of people on my Discord to talk with, thanks to the videos. Right now, I kind of like both, but I think I'm more of a streamer at heart, to be honest. But it's just not realistic for me to be able to stream like 4 times a week at the moment. So I'm really enjoying YouTube, and I think YouTube is a good like fallback thing too. Like, I can always do YouTube, and I'm really humbled by all the appreciation that I've been getting for it as well. So right now it's YouTube, but in the future I would like to stream more as well.
Yeah, the community is great. Like, one community, I told Borso was like, there's only one thing that is better than what, and that is the community itself. They're very welcoming. They're great and very mature. So I really appreciate that to no end. That is something. Now, you're a streamer, you're a YouTuber. Where can people find you?
People can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/Im Delude, and also twitch.com/Im Delude. Same on Twitter if anyone wants to follow me there. That's basically it, I would say. On Twitter, I'm like fairly active, like answering and talking to people there, but most of my tweets are, I guess, mostly my videos. But sometimes I mention something about something else, or reply to CDPR or something. But I've been getting more active on Twitter, and there's so many content creators. I mean, you one of them, that are just really nice to talk to in the community. So it's a good place to talk on Twitter, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I'll make sure to have a link to everything that below. And finally, is there any shoutouts that you would like to give?
Shoutouts, yeah. I mean, to CDPR for making the game, for I think they're handling it well. Also supporting all content creators. I've never seen a company do it this way. personally, and also big ones, smaller ones, just really nice. Shout out to you for inviting me,
Yeah,
also
thank
making
you.
good content, being part of that, and just the Gwent community as a whole. Also, if I'm gonna make like one special shout out to a content creator, I think it's gonna be towards Merchant. He's someone I've talked to quite a lot, and who I think have helped me become better as well. So an extra one for him, and to all my fans in my Discord.
That is great. Okay, so huge shout outs to Merchant, because Merchant is a great guy. I swear we're trying to work together. I had it before, but my video became corrupted. I'm sorry, but definitely we'll work to have him back. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you
Thank you.
next time.